friends, it's Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're building a tiny house. I think this is a I know it's a 20 by 15 lot. I think it's in Willow Creek. And I think it's in the neighborhood that the pancakes live in. But it's a very small lot, and I think this ended up being a tier 2 tiny home. And so it's only big enough for 2 Sims. It's got 1 bedroom. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys enjoy it. This was actually inspired by a chicken coop that I saw on Pinterest, which may sound a little bit weird, but it was a very cute chicken coop, and I thought it would make a really good tiny home in The Sims. So yeah, in my mind, this style is kind of like a modern farmhouse style. It's very simple on the exterior. It's very simple on the interior as well. But to me, it kind of looked like a little bit of a farmhouse style. So I have the white walls, and then I have the wood trim, and I have a few black accents as well. And to me, that's kind of the basics of the farmhouse style. So yeah, this is kind of, in my mind, a modern farmhouse. It's very small. And for the landscaping, I kept it pretty simple. I used one of the base game fences to create a kind of like a flower bed. And then I just layered these plants together. I think they're all base game debug plants except for one. And the one that isn't base game came from the cats and dogs pack. And I said this in one of my last speed builds, but I absolutely love that plant and I am not over it yet. Like, I still just feel like I want to use it in everything that I build. So I did, but I feel like it has a very wintry look about it. I knew that when I took the screenshots for this build that it would be snowing. And so I wanted to pick plants that would look good in the winter. And I feel like that plant has a very like frosted look about it, or at least this color in particular does. But that's the shell of the house, and so now I'm going to do one last finishing touch to the exterior of the house, and basically that is just adding this debug object. I'm not sure what it's called. You can find it when you text search like wood. It comes up under that, but I'm using that just to add some trim to the exterior of the house because that's what the chicken coop I saw had, some trim going down the middle of the house, and I thought it was really cute and it added a little bit more detail to this build. I usually use the other wooden plank when I'm using something like that, but I really wanted to use this chunkier one rather than the thinner one that I usually use. But I was worried that this one would mess with the functionality because I feel like that's why I usually pick the other one, because I think this one can mess up functionality. But I did playtest this build and it was fine, so it worked out. To me, that's like very much a greenhouse looking area as well. When we get to the interior, it's actually going to have the bedroom and living room. So it's not a like greenhouse, but it would be a cute little space for a greenhouse. I think anyway, with all the windows, I think it would be cool. But now we're just finishing up the exterior. And like I said, the landscaping was really simple, but I am going to add just a little bit more in the front area because I felt like it needed something. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like most of the farmhouses that you see like on Pinterest, if you're looking at like farmhouse inspiration, it's really simple. They have really simple exteriors. They don't have a whole lot of landscaping. But I just kept looking at this lot and thinking that it looked so empty, and so I had to add a little bit of stuff. I added some debug grass, and then I added these sunflowers before I remembered that I was building this for the winter and that sunflowers shouldn't be alive in the winter, and so I deleted them. I added a few base game trees, and then I added this fence, and I'm not sure which pack it came from. It may be base game or get together, but I added this fence, and I feel like it looks weird because it only goes around like half the house. The side by the mailbox doesn't look bad to me because it kind of looks like it connects up to the house, but then this other side, I kind of just ended the fence by the trees, and so it just kind of looks like it's weird because it looks like you could just walk around it. But anyway, I didn't want to add it to the other side of the build because I have this walkway leading to the back of the house because this house only has one door, and I have a few planter objects. Like I have a flower arranging table thing back there and a few like gardening boxes. And so I didn't want to just cut that area off. So I just stopped my fence in the middle of nowhere, and it looks a little bit weird. But we are onto the interior now, and the first thing I did was put in a bathroom. I don't build a whole lot of tiny houses. I have built them. I've tried to get better at building them, but I don't build them a lot. And so I decided instead of putting a whole bathroom in with a sink and everything else, I just would do like a 3-tile bathroom. So there's a sink in the kitchen, but not in the bathroom. The bathroom's really simple, but I tried to decorate it as much as I could for such a small space. And then this area is going to be the kitchen. The kitchen is definitely done in a very modern style. I was actually okay with the way this one turned out. Usually I don't like decorating kitchens. I don't like making them because I feel like doing the overhead cabinets is just so hard for me. I don't know why, but I always feel like they look weird. But I've been doing this really modern style lately. When I do try to build kitchens, I kind of build it in this modern style where I flip the overhead cabinets around, and so it's kind of got this just wood tone, and I feel like that's easier for me. That makes more sense to me for some reason than the rest of them. I feel like it looks better and it makes me happier. So I was okay with the way this kitchen turned out. But basically, if I'm building anything, I think, but a modern, like minimalistic kitchen, then I'm very unhappy with it. But yeah, the kitchen is small, and I tried to use this round table from the laundry day pack. I have tried to use this table in most of my last few builds. I've tried to fit it in somehow, and it just never looks right, and I don't know why. But I love that table, and I want to use it so bad, and it just doesn't look right. It looks weird. So I had to change it out for another table. But I do have a pretty big dining table for this house since it's a tiny house. But I feel like even if you have a small house, it doesn't mean that you wouldn't have like neighbors over or friends or something like that. So the table's kind of big. But this area is the bedroom area. And like I said, it's only big enough for 2 Sims because we only have this double bed. But I thought this was a really cute area. I'm also going to fit in the living area as well here. And that is pretty much it for this build. So it's a very small little holiday house, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to do something really quick for a change, and I really like the way it turned out, so I hope you guys do too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing really, really well, and we will talk again soon with another speed build.
Shuna, P.O.O.L. Chubby,